Hello guys and welcome to this installment of A Computers and Technology. So Inateck sent over a couple more products including this toolless 2.5-inch drive enclosure. And some of you are probably sighing right now going, oh no, not another drive enclosure review. These are usually so boring because it's the same thing over and over again. Well, don't leave the video just yet because Inateck put an interesting spin on this particular drive enclosure. So on top of acting as your normal 2.5-inch drive enclosure that you can put a solid state drive or traditional spinning hard drive into, this also serves as a portable USB hub. It has 3 USB 3.0 ports built in, and today we're going to be testing this thing out, taking it out of the box, running some benchmarks, and see exactly how they implemented this. As you guys can see, this is model FE2007. It's using the Jmicron JMS567 chipset, and it does support USB attached SCSI. So let's pop this thing out of the box. You can see the drive enclosure itself right here. This is an all plastic drive enclosure, and I kind of expected that for, you know, a $20 price tag, and I didn't mention the price. This is 20 bucks on Amazon. If you want to check this thing out, the link will be down in the description. So this feels like your typical plastic 2.5-inch drive enclosure. It is, you know, as you can see, it's slightly on the flimsy side. That should be a little bit better when we have an actual drive in here, but you know, it can take a fall or two, as with most typical plastic drive enclosures. Nothing special here as far as quality is concerned. What's special here is the way they actually implemented the design with the 3 USB 3.0 ports right here. So I'm going to push this off to the side. Let's see what else came in the box. We have a USB cable for additional power. I believe this is to power the drive only. So if you have a traditional spinning hard drive that requires a little bit more power than the USB 3.0 port can output, you can hook this up to the side of the Inateck drive enclosure right here where it says DC 5 volts and get a little extra boost to enable your drive to actually power up. And then we have our USB 3.0 data transfer cable, a little pad right here. I'm assuming this goes on the inside cover. And then we have a good old instruction manual, which I'm not going to read. For testing purposes, we'll be using an Inateck SP550 120GB solid state drive. I absolutely love these things. I use them all the time in a majority of my builds. Great speeds for the price, and it's going to be a great way to test out the capabilities of this USB 3.0 drive enclosure and to test out the actual USB 3.0 section of this drive enclosure. We will be using another drive enclosure. We'll be using the Orico USB-C drive enclosure. This is the fastest drive enclosure I have ever used up to date, and I'm kind of curious to see if this will beat this thing out as far as speeds are concerned. So to install the drive, it's typical toolless drive enclosure, really easy installation. You're just going to pop the side panel off, slide your solid state drive, or once again traditional spinning hard drive into the drive enclosure. I just realized I had it backwards because I was talking and not paying attention. And we're going to pop the pad onto the back of the panel. This is really optional. I mean, usually I don't use these things, but because this is a review and it's already here, I thought, you know, why the heck not? And by the way, I did go through the user manual just to make sure I did not miss anything. And yeah, I didn't miss anything. There's really nothing useful in the user manual. And also, by the way, the cables, I measured both of the cables. They are each approximately 30 inches in length. So as you can see, drive is now installed. We're going to turn this switch on right here. It only affects the power to the hard drive itself, not to the USB hub. So that's on. I can go ahead and plug in the USB cable. Now we can benchmark this using my Lenovo T430. I just finished testing this drive enclosure, and overall I am very impressed. It was plug and play with both Windows 10 and Ubuntu Mate 16.04. Unfortunately, I was not able to test its compatibility with macOS because I don't own anything that has macOS installed on it, but it is advertised to be plug and play with macOS as well. Now for the benchmarks, I use Crystal Disk Mark and SSD benchmark to bench this drive enclosure. Now for read speeds, we're seeing around 420 megabytes per second. For our write speeds, we're seeing around 350 megabytes per second. For our random read speeds, we clocked in at around 120 megabytes per second, and for our write speeds, we also clocked in at around 120 megabytes per second. I'm going to throw up all the results right in front of you guys so you can read the rest off yourselves. Now, I also did test out the USB 3.0 interface built into the drive enclosure, and there was no discrepancy between the speeds when the Orico drive enclosure was directly hooked up to my ThinkPad and the speeds when I had the drive enclosure hooked up to the other drive enclosure going to my ThinkPad. The speeds did not differ at all. So that's great. That's exactly what I wanted to see. And these two drive enclosures I have right in front of me, the Orico drive enclosure and this Inateck drive enclosure, are actually the fastest drive enclosures I have ever tested. I'm not sure which one's faster. Right now they're sitting neck and neck at the moment, but if you buy either of these, you can expect to see some pretty decent speeds from them. Now, there is one more little test I want to perform before I end this video. Sometimes when you knock a drive enclosure around like this too much, the drive becomes dislodged and disconnected from the SATA port inside, and therefore when you plug it in, you get nothing. You have to open it back up and push the drive back up into the SATA connector for it to start working again. And, you know, yeah, this is a toolless drive enclosure. It's easy to get the panel off, so it's easy to reseat the drive, but I'd rather not have to do that. So I'm just going to test that out real quick. We're going to knock it on the bottom a couple times. And that was really loud. I'm going to try to level that down in editing so I don't blow the ears out of the headphone users right now. And we're just going to plug it in. And hopefully it should still be recognized. Yep. So no problem there. The drive is still properly seated. Looks like they designed this so that it fits snugly in there and it's not going to go anywhere. Now, to be frank, I just think this is a really cool product. Really pragmatic design here. Instead of having to carry a USB hub around with me now I can just grab this USB 3.0 drive enclosure, which I would have to take with me anyway, and I have a convenient, portable, compact solution to having a 2.5-inch drive enclosure and a blazing fast USB hub. I mean, I just think this is so neat. Now, I do have one problem with this, and that is the build quality. As I said earlier, it's definitely on the flimsy side. With the drive in here, it doesn't feel any better. It's still a tad bit flimsy, but that's, you know, really the same with a lot of these cheaper plastic drive enclosures. They all feel like that. That's going to be about it for this video. I don't think I forgot to touch on anything. Oh, yes, I did. So regarding the power cable, I did test the drive speeds with and without the power cable plugged in. Absolutely no difference with my Adata SP550 solid state drive. Okay, so that's going to be about it for this video, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can go ahead and post a comment down in the comment section. And don't forget to drop a like on this video. If you didn't like this video, please tell me why. And of course, please do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you want to support me, you can use my Amazon or eBay affiliate links, both of which will be down in the description. And of course, you can also support me by checking out my Patreon page. That link will also be down in the description as well. And finally, don't forget to drop a like on the Facebook page. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next installment of A Computers and Technology.